In the fucking Manson family.
Oh, that looks so weird.
Big, massive, fat lobby sticker.
That's funny. That's Australian culture.
What are you drinking? What are you drinking?
Do a little dance.
And then my account gets suspended.
Yeah.
The Skeptic and the Dude podcast.
You wait till it comes up with...
That he's locked on.
That he's there, yeah. You wait till he comes up.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, episode 45. A bit of a sad start to the show today. We promised you with a guest yesterday, which was a bad idea because we haven't been able to go through with it. Now, thanks, Zane. Royalty-free sad music. That's what we need right now. Now, for about the last 55 minutes, we've been trying to get this guest on that we said we would, and for the last half an hour, it comes in. I like how it comes in and out.
It comes in like loud, and then it comes in like soft.
So, essentially, for about half an hour, we were blaming him. We were thinking, unbelievable. I said to Joel, I said, hey man, if he hasn't logged on by 10:30, we just give up. We just start the podcast, which we have another half an hour later.
Yeah.
And
because we gave him another chance.
That's right. Now, we thought the guy was from Canada, which, I mean, yeah, he is. But we were thinking, Eastern Standard Time. Toronto, that kind of, that part, the northern part. And so Joel, tell us a bit about your interactions with this guy via Instagram DMs.
So, I've been talking to this guy. Okay, the music's getting a bit distracting now. Maybe stop it. It just like kind of dropped. It had like a drop, like
it just fucking gets bigger. Yeah.
Like I was about to start rapping. Like
Hit out
those
some
sad
bars.
raps where it's like, one day I wake up in the morning and she just doesn't look at me the same way, but it's just the one way. It's like one of those rap things. But no, yeah. So I've been talking to this guy. He's been kind of like, he's down. He said he's down. It's been difficult speaking with him because obviously he's from a different time zone, different area.
Yeah.
He's from Canada, and we're from Australia, so, it's very different. But, so...
But to make things easier, we thought, let's do the same thing we did when we had Nick Nocturnal on. 10 a.m. for us, 8 p.m. for him. So
easy peasy. Yeah, so it's not too late for him, but it's getting late, you know what I mean? But it's kind of like a nice way to wind down.
It's a reasonable kind of time, yeah.
Yes.
And so you've sent him that, saying, how's that time suit? He doesn't respond, but then the next message you send is
what's his email for the Zoom link? Just like the hint towards, like, yes, you're still down to join the Zoom link, even though you didn't respond to the time I sent. And he just sent me his email. Nothing else like, yes, that time is good.
Was this over the course of about 5 days, would have they been in total, these interactions? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And then...
So I assumed he was down because he sent his email to me in response to me saying, can I have your email for when I send the Zoom link? So I just assumed 8 p.m. would be fine for him. So, we're all good and dandy, and the only information I could find on this guy is he's from Canada, which is just the Canadian flag on his TikTok, and that's about it. That I could find, nothing else on Instagram.
And we assumed Canada, and we thought, I guess Canada, I guess it's the same time all over. It's not like he didn't question, say, Eastern Standard Time. Oh, don't you mean the Atlantic time? Because I'm actually not fucking from or something, yeah. And then we thought, maybe he thought we were from there. Maybe he thought, maybe we were hinting that, we're Eastern Standard Time or whatever. But no.
Exactly, so...
Very, very different.
Very odd. And then we've been sitting here for about 50 minutes waiting for him to join. And I've sent him a few more DMs, no response, no scene or anything. I'm going, oh, what's going on? And then we were like, okay, time to go full detective mode and figure out what's going on. So I went onto his Instagram, being Detective Joel. I searched through all his stuff and then found out he was eating sushi with a friend about 5 hours ago. And we're like, all right. No, sorry, it was like 4 hours ago prior to the time that I found that out. So that would have been like 4 p.m. in Toronto.
That's what we could assume.
So we're like, all right, 4 p.m. he was eating sushi. So he could be on his way home, or he could have forgotten, or he's just standing us up.
Yeah, so here we are making many, like we just had a long
conspiracy
list
theories
of potential reasons why he hasn't got it. And one of them mainly being, he probably just forgot. or he,
Yeah.
or it was
Or
a
he's
joke.
trolling.
You know, he didn't give a shit.
Like,
he's
he's just-
trolling.
yeah.
You know.
He's like,
Yeah,
yeah, sure,
exactly.
man, I'll do it, and then he just doesn't show. You know?
Yeah.
And then he has the upper hand of, I turned down the Skeptic and the Dude, without
That's
doing it.
right.
Well,
I
I
turned down the
no-showed
biggest podcast in the world. Yeah.
ever. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
unbelievable, yeah.
anyway, we're sitting here kind of depressed, playing John Mayer, crying, slow dancing in
Yeah.
the burning room, and then then we started listening to some copyright-free sad music.
Sad music. Thank you, Zane.
With Zane, and then we're just chilling. And then I thought to myself, all right, let's see what I can dig up on this fella. So I went up on Facebook and thought maybe he might have a Facebook page. You know, I should have thought this earlier, but I'm pretty sure I didn't see anything connected to his like TikTok, because usually I go through his links that he's linked his account to, because then they're official. Because you can have like multiple fan accounts that aren't official. That can
Well,
just say
that was
some
the other
bullshit.
thing. We were thinking, could his Instagram just be a bot or something? But you think, well, with that many followers and the frequent
many
posting
photos.
and the story,
Yeah.
it should. But then the other thing was that, like you said, there wasn't a. He didn't have a thing that said in his DMs when he was active.
That he's active.
That wasn't-
so it didn't
yeah, that
say
wasn't
active,
there at
or it
all.
didn't show if he's seen my message or not, which is another weird
Yeah.
thing. Because usually when I message people, like just say when I message Luke Kidgel or like
you get the
Radio
receipts.
Mike or something like
Yeah.
that, like when I like messaged them, it came up with like seen, like at the bottom, or something like that, or it come up with active because I'm in there like second part of the DMs, not the request part, but I'm in the next part, so it kind of shows they've been active 30 minutes ago or something like that. And that's kind of like, how we did it with Luke Kidgel, when we were getting him on. We didn't have any other form of communication on
See,
Instagram
that's
DMs.
the thing. Yeah. It was purely just the DMs. So we used the same method with this guy, and also with Nick. In
But I
fact,
also grabbed that email.
That's right. But even with
So-
this guy, we got their email too. Because, But yeah. So
Yeah. So
Okay.
anyway, we couldn't figure out what the hell's going on. So I went on Facebook to see if there's like, maybe there's a page of him, which I'm pretty sure there isn't. But I went on Facebook, and what do I stumble across? I stumble across his personal account. I'm not going to leak it or anything, obviously. I'm not that kind of guy. But I stumble across his actual, like, Facebook account, like his full-on actual one. And the reason I know it's his actual one is because there's pictures of him when he's a child. on it. And I'm like, should I be... I'm like,
yeah.
okay. So I'm like, okay, let's just see if it shows where he's from. Obviously not doing this in, like, a weird way. I'm just doing this as in, like, we want to know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
So I find out, because it has location, and it says that he's from another part of Canada. That's not Toronto. And I go, Halifax, right? That's what it was?
Fucking Halifax.
Yeah, Halifax. And I'm thinking, is that different? But I don't know, because I'm not from there. So I search it up, and it's actually 10 right now. To this time right now, it's 11 a.m. for us right now. It's 10 p.m. for them. So he was an hour ahead of us.
An hour
So
ahead.
so
we
we keep
connected
thinking
the
we've
dots.
Yeah.
That we've been stood up by him, when in actual fact, we've stood him up by about an hour.
we stood him up. So he could have been ready.
And
at 8,
now it's been
thinking,
2 hours.
All right, beauty. And then it's been an hour, and then he hasn't heard anything,
It's
he
gone
hasn't
fuck-
seen anything.
because
from us.
then you saw that he put up a TikTok like about an hour or so.
Probably an hour ago now.
Yeah. So probably an hour after we realised we stood him up, then he goes, oh fuck, I guess I'll just make a TikTok then. And then that time he's making that TikTok, that's when we're trying to get him on. And now it's been 2 hours since we stood him up, so he's probably gone, oh fuck you guys. So and then I looked it up and I
Yeah,
went,
exactly.
yeah. So Halifax is fucking Atlantic daylight time. And the thing is, when you look at it on a fucking map, it's Halifax is just
It's
west
like an island.
of Maine. Yeah, it should be America. It shouldn't be fucking Canada. That's a problem.
Should be like New York.
Yeah, like it's literally just an hour out, and it's just the way it all lines up. It hangs off the edge of America. I'm like, that should be fucking America, not Canada. So
Yeah.
and here we are. Now
Here we
this
are,
has
yeah.
just become the sad episode where we stood up a guest.
We stood up a guest, right? But you never know. It could still have been the other way around. Like he could have been trolling. You never know what he could have been thinking or whatever. But he's most
that's
definitely
the thing.
asleep
He's
now.
he's kind of we won't give his name, but he's kind of You think of kind of like the Casey Fry kind of persona on TikTok. You can't really take him in any way because he's always fucking around. It's always a laugh.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, with that being said, yeah, it could have been a lot of bullshit. Or maybe he thought our podcast wasn't even real. You know, he could have also thought, oh yeah,
Well, he
yeah,
probably
right.
thought that after. What if he thought that after
we
he's been
stood him
waiting
up?
at 8 p.m.? He could have just thought, we're
Yeah,
fake.
yeah.
You know, after he's agreed to do it, and then he goes, "Oh, these guys are scamming me. Fuck them." You know, kind of thing.
So what have we learnt from this experience, Joel?
I don't know. Try and dig
Find
up
a
as
location.
What do you mean you don't know?
information.
Find out. Be creepy. Sometimes being the creep works.
Yeah,
Because
well,
you can find out all you need about them.
the thing is, I
Let me
didn't
do
know
some
anything
admin.
about. Yeah, well, I did mention it to everyone, and I found out he's from Canada, and that's all I could find. So like, there was nothing on his Instagram, no tags, no locations on photos, no anything. There was just an ice cream in his bio, and I'm like, all right, okay. And I asked him as well, you know, thinking coming from the man himself would be pretty good, you know, knowing location wise, but I didn't
Exactly.
get a response from that as well. So then I was like,
Well,
all
that's
right.
the other problem.
He's
Then
from
there's the
Canada.
shitty communication. Yeah.
Mm.
You know.
So yeah, he's from Canada, and I'm like, all right, so that should be right. And I remember searching up Facebook, but not seeing it. You know what I mean? Not seeing the
Okay.
page.
Yeah.
But when I
'cause
was doing
it's
it
kind of-
before, I was just scrolling, and I was flicking. I'm like,
Yeah.
is that him? And I click on it, and it's his personal like Facebook one. I'm like, all right, and then I find out where it's from. But yeah, it's kind of hard to know exactly how to time this well when there's no information on this person whatsoever. You know what I mean?
And when you really don't know anything about them, you know. But yeah, so with that being said, it kind of makes it seem like, well, we were lucky when we got Nick on at the time, because it was like, I mean, even at the time, I was thinking, okay, yeah, anything could go wrong with this, but we were lucky enough, and even he was on time, he was good to go. Which, that being said, maybe this guy was on time, and we just fucked him over by an hour.
I just found
That's
found another thing.
Yeah.
I thought, oh yeah, I'll search him up on Google, right? So I've been scrolling down Google. I found his Twitter. He's got 5 followers, 3 following, so it's a very hidden Twitter account, right?
Okay.
Says Halifax.
It says Halifax on there too. So
yeah,
every platform that we
Other
haven't
than-
tried has we Jesus.
But they're not easy to find ones though.
Yeah.
They're like really underground ones that have said where he's from. You know what I mean? Everything else is just a flag.
Yeah. Fair enough. Oh, well, that being said, guys, maybe he might drop by sometime this episode. Joel sent him the link, so you know, if it's not
Probably
too
not.
late for him or whatever.
Yeah.
But he probably won't. But hey, you know, we can't say we didn't try, but and also fail. But that's
Yeah.
that. But Zane, this morning you said you've sent DMs to how many different potential guests?
Including the 2 that I'm not allowed to send 25.
Okay. So we're thinking there must
responses?
be... Yeah, any responses?
No responses.
No responses.
No responses.
So 25 of those... So 25 different people are sending them DMs, and then you've got the notification, oh, you can't send anymore. And now, in what span, like in what frame of time was this? When you did all this? In about 10 minutes?
45 minutes?
45 minutes, okay,
45
yeah.
minutes I sent 25 messages?
So Instagram probably
Right.
thinks you're a bot.
Yeah.
Spamming.
Probably. Well,
Um,
yes,
yeah.
we're back to being able to send messages.
Oh, good.
Whack.
Send another 25. That's good. All right. So then you'd next they'll probably just delete your account, disable it or something. Because you
Yeah.
notice that like the accounts even get removed. Shit, man. So anyway,
My luck.
Yeah.
So I guess we're
and
just
it sucks
going-
too because
yeah.
he was the first guy to reply to say, yeah, sure. You know what I mean? In a while.
yeah.
Because, like, I've been sending them as well, man. Like, Zane's been sending them. I've been sending them. I sent one to this this falconist. You know, she actually responded, which was nice. In a very nice way. And she's quite popular on the internet as well.
Yeah.
But, you know, obviously saying no. But it wasn't like I will never come on.
That's
This
true.
is a bad
It
time.
was just a little decline for the time. And the same we had with Duncan
Another one.
Trussell.
Yeah, and Duncan Trussell. So we've had it a few times. We've had. Should we announce who we would have got pretty early on? The T-Man?
Oh, the devil.
The devil? Yeah.
The one who you're in a relationship with on
Yeah,
Facebook.
yeah. Yeah, guys, we actually nearly... This sounds dumb, but we probably won't get him on for a while, but we actually nearly got Tom Ellis on. Like, nearly did it.
We did get a response from his manager. That was good.
Yeah, because we were speaking to his manager, and she's like, "Oh, now's not the best time." And that's understandable because he was probably
Yeah, that's
filming
right.
season
Well,
5 of Lucifer.
And this was the start of quarantine or whatever. So that was why we thought that was a
Yeah.
good time to try and get on. And even now, as many people as we can who we wouldn't normally get on or whatever because of the fact that, there isn't a hell of a lot going on. But yeah.
And we did try Duncan Trussell as well, and we got a response from that as well.
Yep.
So
And then
that
I
was
tried about 5 weeks later because they did say, "Hey, feel free to come back around to us," but didn't get a response this time. But hey, that's just that is what it's like in the
Just
business.
how the
That's what
cookie
it's about.
crumbles, dude. I haven't
How
tried
many
Tom Ellis
DMs you
again.
sent now, Zane? 10 in this time?
I'm trying to think of like big people who I know it's worth a shot to try and get, but we're probably going to be very unlikely in doing it.
Okay.
So I don't want to
that's
reveal
worth-
anyone in case it actually like works out.
No, aim high, man.
Should
Although
I read
what's
out
funny- Yeah.
the email that I got saying that Tom Ellis can't come on? Nah, maybe not. Because it's really nice. Like, it's the nicest thing I've
Very, very, very friendly.
ever gotten.
Yeah.
from... It's nicer than the Falconist.
Okay, yeah. Well, it was the same with the one I got from Duncan Trussell. It was just so supportive. And I'm like, this is sound like
it
a
was
lot of
really
fun.
nice.
But just not now, Yeah.
Yeah. Well, fair enough, but... Yeah.
But yeah.
I've tried
that's
a lot
it.
of people, dude. I've tried so many people. I've even tried, believe it or not, I even tried Beanie, that New Zealand artist. Do you know who that is? Yeah.
Is he a singer?
Benie. She's quite popular at the moment. She's got that song Glitter. It was popular on TikTok. I know it's
Okay.
getting late now, baby.
Oh, okay. Why do they
Yeah, I
think that
tried
was
it.
sung by Dua Lipa? That's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
get you. No, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and that Super Lonely, that song as well. I'm a lonely bitch. Yeah. I know
Did you
I
do that
fucked
song on
up
TikTok?
and you're a loser. Shouldn't be with ya. Get some grit. Actually pretty good. I quite like her stuff, but yeah, I tried her. Nearly worked. Nearly, but didn't quite work.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've tried plenty. Like, my inbox is nuts. But yeah,
And then it's like once you've done all these people, then it's like, oh well, fucking that's as many I could think of, and then it's just a matter of stumbling upon
Who
people,
next?
Who next?
who next? And then we got this
And we'll get there.
guy, and we stood him up.
That's right.
I had a whole thing
Unintentionally?
yesterday. I was going to do a bad lyrics segment, and I did a
Yep.
whole stream where people joined in and helped me. tell me
Coming
which
up
ones
with
to
them,
say,
yeah,
and-
yep. So these people
Yeah,
thinking,
so
oh
people
sweet, this
helped
will
me
be
build
great
it.
for the guest. I can't wait for this guest episode, Joel. This is going to be great.
Yep. Yeah, and
Fantastic.
everyone's
Can't
like,
wait
oh my
to
God,
see his
oh my
reaction
God.
to that. Yeah, but it's okay. We can save it for the next
Yes,
the
yeah.
next guest.
And
maybe
or
they won't
unless
be a
he,
Canadian.
or unless he
From
comes around
Halifax.
and goes, you know what, maybe we can just do it tomorrow.
Do it again. Yeah, and even that would be fine.
But yeah, it is unfortunate.
But anyway,
that's happened.
guys, no point dwelling on that. We got to enjoy this podcast that we didn't plan for. So, what's been
Yeah.
new? What have you guys been up to since we last talked on
Last night.
Monday? Well, last night. But before that,
But before that, yeah. I've
streaming,
just
Joel.
been streaming, yeah.
Streaming,
doing the classic.
making. Fuck
Doing
yeah.
the classics. Watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Nice.
Nice.
Mum's still enjoying it.
Mm-hmm. Still
Yeah,
enjoying
that's
it.
the way.
Yeah. Doing all that good stuff. Listening to just jamming. Practicing the guitar, Rooney.
Okay.
Getting good.
Getting
you know?
good. That's good. Don't get too
Getting
good
good.
though, because then the devil might make a deal with you at the crossroads. So always
That's
keep
true.
that in mind. You know, don't want to
It's true,
fucking,
it's true.
you know.
It's very true. Or I could do like a Devil Went Down to Georgia kind of thing. I could be so good that I just fucking shred it and get a golden fiddle in the end. Which
Yeah,
could be pretty
either
cool,
either, man.
if you ask me.
Could be fun.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. What about you, Brando?
So after we did the podcast, so yeah, that night, the Monday night, I watched Jeepers Creepers 2. Are you familiar with that series?
Yes.
Yes. Zane, Jeepers Creepers? You seen the first one? Zano?
Yeah.
Joel, you seen Jeepers Creepers? Yeah.
Yes.
Now, hang on, wait, but have you seen the second one?
No.
That's a real question. Now, what were your thoughts on the first one?
It was aight. It was aight.
Yeah.
It was aight. Yeah.
I thought, yeah, okay, you know,
Yeah. Aight.
like a little, yeah, it was 8.
It was aight. Yeah.
8. Yeah. Yeah. So, this demon who every 23 years, for 23 days, 23 days into spring, gets to eat. And it's known for, you know, storing like all its victims after eating them and consuming them so it can keep rebuilding itself. Well, I was thinking, is when I saw the second one, I thought, okay, this is probably going to be terrible. I found it on Stan the other day, and then I watched it, and all the way through, and I thought, I think this may even be better than the first one, even though it wasn't received well and it really didn't do that well. I thought this is so, like, it does so much more than the first one did. Like it did what the first, like, as I get the first one was kind of like, you know, to show you that there's this, you know, as a good kind of like starting point for what the Creeper is about. But in this second one, it was just insane. Like, it felt like it was more of a horror film. Like it was more, you know. And it was more kind of like a slasher in a way. So it's like a bus full of students breaks down in the middle of nowhere. And meanwhile, the guy who played Leland in Twin Peaks, only Twin Peaks fans will know, he's trying to hunt down the Creeper because it killed his son a day earlier. And he's like, yeah, so he's out for revenge. And meanwhile, this Creeper is picking off kids. Well, first it picks off the teachers, and then it starts picking off the kids on the bus. And the thing is, the Creeper doesn't talk, it doesn't say anything. It just appears and then looks at you, you know, with its human eyes, and then it's just fucking, you know, terrifying look and everything. It's scared up. But there's a scene where it's kind of like watching like Nightmare on Elm Street or something, because there's this scene where he gets to the back of the bus and he's looking through the emergency window and he's looking at them all, and they're all fucking terrified, and he starts smiling at them, he starts winking at them, pointing at some of them, and they realize that he's picking out the ones he wants. So he's looking at their fears to find... I'll show you guys the scene. It was so fucking hilarious and just creepy.
Right.
And the thing is, because he every time he picks someone up, he takes them all the way up into the sky, and they go, fuck, when's he going to come back? So, you know, it's a lot like a bird that's coming up after them.
Right.
Jeepers Creepers 2. But yeah, I thought it was fucking excellent.
I just found his picture. Hang on, this is funny. Hang on, let me see if I can show my screen. I just found this picture. I don't know if this is what you're talking about. Where is it? Zoom. I'll just share it real quick.
Yeah.
The screen. Share. Is this it? Look at his. Like, look at.
Yeah. That's the whole getup. Yeah. He's like a fucking scarecrow. He's just. And he's got these massive fucking wings. It's so weird. But yeah.
Just,
yeah.
hey.
I'll bring up the scene.
100 in my bank account. Oh. Have you seen?
And we're back.
Oh, we're back.
What's his new thing?
Oh, the WAP song by Cardi B.
When he's got the face thing on. Yeah. Please bring a bucket and mop for this wet ass pussy. Yeah. I think my mic just peaked there when I said that. All right.
So you're gonna show us this video. Hopefully everything goes well. Very nice.
Send the link to you so you guys can watch it.
Spoofy.
Okay.
Oh, that's because if he's wait, are you guys recording?
Yeah, I'm recording.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Good. Yeah. He because it's a flare gun that they're using. Because it was an
right. I thought
emergency
it was talking
gun.
about
Yeah.
a normal gun. I thought it was talking about
Yeah,
an actual
no,
gun.
no.
I was like, that doesn't make any sense. But okay.
Yeah, it may be loud, but yeah. Yeah, no, it was a flare gun because because basically what happens is they're driving along, and the creeper throws one of his little fucking discs at them with teeth around the edges, and it punctured their tire. And then a bit later down the track, he punctures another tire, so then they're completely fucked. And then the bus driver gets out a couple of flares and some flare guns and that, and then they all hide in the bus. But yeah, that was just something interesting. I watched and I thought, hey, this is actually not it's nothing great, but I thought, hey, this is I think this is a lot. It's more fun than the first one because it's because they're doing a lot more with the idea. And then I think they made the third one in 2017, which is meant to be like set in between the first one and the second one.
Yeah.
So really, so then you think about it. It's okay. So originally you'd be thinking, okay, so the first one's then the second one must be 23 years later, but in actual fact, there's one in the middle. So 23 later plus another 23 years later when the second one's actually set. So yeah, the timeline's a bit fucking weird. But but yeah, that's that. So yeah, that was what I watched then, and then last night I watched this film. I'd always seen it on Netflix. It'd been on there since I'd got it, and it never really appealed to me. It was this horror film called He Never Died. Have you guys seen that advertised on Netflix? No, and it stars Henry Rollins, the lead singer of Black Flag. And I thought, oh, okay. Didn't know he did acting. It turns out this is his debut as a leading man.
Okay.
And it's interesting because it's basically like how he just lives this quiet, reclusive lifestyle. He's depressed and everything, doesn't really give a shit about anything. And then he meets his daughter, who he's never met before because he dated her mum for like a month and then had the kid. And then he gets into some trouble with some drug dealers, and then they kidnap his daughter, and then he's out to try and find her. But the twist is, the guy is immortal. He's like a vampire. He just, he can't die. And so it's funny because like you're watching this movie, and it's like because he just does not give a fuck about anything. So it's interesting seeing someone who's just so immortal. Doesn't give a shit about anything, everyday life, he gets beat up or whatever, and he's the kind of guy, like when mobsters or whatever break into his house, he beats the shit out of them all, he gets shot a bunch of times, he gets stabbed, but he's never injured, and he has this problem, and the reason why he's tried to keep a reclusive lifestyle is because of he's upset because he has to eat, because he is a cannibal, so so he'll occasionally eat someone who he's killed or whatever, eat a part of them. But then, and then when after his daughter gets kidnapped, he's so casual about it, like he doesn't really care, because he's killed innocents of people. So he's not a great guy, but he's our hero for the sake of the story, and he's just constantly getting stabbed and cut, and he just, it's kind of like, you think you're like watching a superhero, but it's just like, well, he doesn't have a single weakness, there's nothing that can stop him. So it's funny, there's literally a scene where he goes to this cafe that he's always gone to, and he meets the girl there who's always been his waitress, and she has a thing for him, and this one day walks in there, and the mobsters who are out to get him, they know he goes there, so they've held the place up hostage, and he sits down, and she's telling him, like, help us or whatever, and then he gets the cue, but then he goes to the bathroom, and one of the mobsters follows him into the bathroom, ready to kill him, and then he comes back out like nothing's happened, and she's like, what's that stuck in your back? And it's a fucking ice pick stuck in his back, and he goes, oh shit, oh, and then pulls that out. And then one of the mobsters goes into the bathroom thinking, that's fucking weird, this guy should be dead. He goes in, then finds a dead body, comes back out, and he's there talking to the girl. He goes, all right, you need to go over there and sit with your co-workers. This is all going to be over in a matter of minutes. And then out of nowhere, the mobster comes back, shoots him in the fucking head. And you think, oh shit, he's dead. But he's not, because he's a fucking vampire, you know. Oh, and the antagonist is none other than the guy who played Trevor in GTA 5. Really? So the actual guy, and if you've seen what Stephen Ogg, the guy looks like, he's exactly like Trevor. Yeah. And I was thinking, okay, this is interesting. So he played a slightly different character, a psychopathic type person still, but of course he's not immortal. But and just a couple of scenes, you're like, I just can't help but see Trevor in him. But I like it. It's funny. Like it, you know. I want more of this, you know. But yeah, so that was interesting. It was a fun little stupid film. But yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was alright.
That was alright?
Yeah. Oh yeah, fuck, I just remembered. Now, as it is Wednesday, that means, boys, the light and easy came. Shipment. I've got some hot water here. And there's the dry ice.
Ooh. The dry ice segment with Brandon. Alright, slowly putting it in. Oh, there goes the whole thing. Just did the whole thing. Yep. Stabbing it with a pen. Nice. Very nice. Very, very good. It's not quite as full on as it was last time.
No, because I've only got half of it in there. Only half of it's in the water.
Okay.
That's why I'm trying to break it in half, but I don't want to touch it. But it is doing a similar... Oh! Dude, it's not even 420 yet, man. What the fuck is this shit?
True.
Yeah. How about you guys? You watched anything good?
Zane?
I started watching The 100.
Yeah?
Oh, okay.
How's that?
That surprisingly good. So the whole premise behind it is that there was like a nuclear holocaust on Earth, and it's been uninhabitable. So like all the like major countries that have had like space stations like set up have all combined together to build this thing called the Ark.
Right.
And so like the rule is any crime you commit is considered serious, and they float you for it, which is where they chuck you in an airlock and like shoot you out into space for like any crime whatsoever.
Oh.
Wow.
Unless you're under the age of 18.
Right.
In which case, and so what they've done is they send all the people under the age of 18, so there's 100 of them, so that's what's called the 100, down to Earth to try and survive.
Ah, okay.
Like, originally there's anarchy because it's 100 criminals who are all in like Earth and stuff, and so now they have to deal with the people who didn't make it onto the Ark, who are now called grounders, and like toxic fog and all that sort of shit that's come around, as well as try and build like a society down there.
That sounds like that sounds similar to Elysium, if you've seen that film.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds a lot like that, but it's a bit different. Like all the rich people went into space with this massive like spacecraft thing that's perfect. You can't. I think it's like you can live everything you want. It's basically a heaven, you know. So like you've got this massive aircraft thing, and then everyone who's poor was just chucked on Earth with all these robots and criminals and people and guns and shit. But it sounds very similar to that. But...
Yeah, no. So the big thing they have is it basically for them all, because of the nuclear holocaust. It's 100. It took not 100 years. It took 4 generations. So after 4 generations, they'd be able to safely return to Earth as a society. But they've had to set them down after 97 years because, well, it's going to be a bit of a spoiler, but it's revealed in like the first episodes. The Ark itself is dying.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So
I need to get everyone
to salvage, to see if they can do it, or if there's other people who are suggesting we can't do that, so let's just kill them all off. Like the amount of people we need to extend the life support for however long it needs to be extended for.
Yeah. True.
Right. So good
really
watch so far.
Show.
Okay. I remember my sister used to watch it.
Really good watch, worth it, Brandon. I think
Brandon's
you'd
just
enjoy
having
it.
a rip. Ripping a couple. That's the good shit, mate. That's the good
Sorry,
shit.
boys.
You know, but the two main characters from it are actually
Drago.
Australian.
Oh,
Oh,
wow,
really?
Yeah, so the main female is from. Give me a second. She's Australian.
Australia?
She's from Victoria,
Okay.
and
We get her on.
Oh my god,
the
get her on.
Main
Get her on the show.
character for like main male lead is also from Victoria, but he's from like a country town or something.
Ooh. Let's
And so
get her
they've
on.
got married in real life, so
Well,
it's
yes.
really
What?
highly recommend.
So I actually inhaled at that time. That tasted weird.
I know, I watched your face do that then.
I fucking because I was leaving the dry ice there for about 10 minutes. It's frozen solid. My fucking desk. I'm not touching that. Sorry, Zane.
Jesus.
You were saying?
Yeah, so they're both from like local Australia.
Okay.
Well, we should get them on and let's not stuff them over this time.
Yeah, surely we won't stuff that up if they're in the same time zone. Unless,
Yeah.
of course, they're living in the States, but yeah.
True. But it's interesting, wow. So, Zane, you have a little would you rather you want us to do.
I did have this one specially prepared for our guest, but seeing as Joel's
Seeing as
done
we stood the
full
cunt up.
research,
Oh,
Yeah.
come on, there's three of us here.
He's not a total creep.
And I'm the only one
Seeing
who
as-
decided to get him on and then do a bunch. Come on. You can't pull those guns on me, mate.
why not?
Yeah, but you weren't creepy enough, man. You had to be creepy.
Yeah,
More terrifying
I'm just
about it.
saying, I'm just saying I'm not the only one in the show. there
Yeah,
are
but you
two
didn't
other
tell us
people.
to
That's
wait
true,
till,
but
like,
we-
a day before to try and do admin work on it. It's kind of like impossible to do admin a day before.
No.
That's all. That's all. We didn't tell the admin guy until.
No, we didn't tell the
Oh,
admin guy
Monday.
until the day before.
Yeah.
Well, I told Brandon
Yeah.
a while ago.
But what the fuck was I
Monday.
gonna do, man? You're the only one that was in his fucking DMs.
Well, I don't know.
And the bastard
His
still didn't
DMs
even
don't have
answer.
anything. His DMs
Yeah.
don't have anything to do with where he's from.
Well, you know
As
we've
well,
learned we
I
can't
did
trust
ask.
Canadians. That's how stereotypes start, right? Of one bad experience with someone, even though the first time it was good. Fucking Halifax, man. All right, Zane. Is that still ripping?
Yeah, it's still
Yep.
ripping. When are you gonna come for air, buddy?
Yeah, that's the longest fucking bong hit ever. Audio listeners are thinking, fuck, dude, his lungs must be insane. The capacity on this guy. All right. Would you rather?
Ready for the first question?
Yeah.
Use a Nokia
Now, Joel, hang on.
3310
Before we go. Now, Joel, I
Yep.
approved like the sickest ones on here last
Okay.
night. Zane gave me a quick call and asked if we needed a disclaimer or anything, and I said they were fine. So if we get cancelled for this,
Alright.
you know, we can sort of blame it on my end too. So don't be
Okay.
too
Okay.
worried.
Well, I mean, we could have
Alright.
blamed it on the person that was coming on and say it was his idea. You know, we could have pointed a finger to him because he's the one
Yeah.
who's answering it. But it looks like we're answering it now, so it's alright.
Here we go.
So,
Alright.
would you rather use a Nokia 3310 for the rest of your life, or every time you use an iPhone/Android, you lose 1 year off your life?
Nokia.
Easy.
Easy.
I've got that phone in my bedroom. I'm gonna go fucking get it and set it up.
Play Snake, can't you? Can't you play Snake on a Nokia?
Yeah, you can play Snake.
And
So
and call
and
people.
That's about it. No, because they've actually shut down 3G cell service. So the only
So
thing
it's a
you'd be able to
brick.
do would be play Snake. It's a brick. It's a brick
a
you can play
brick.
Snake with.
Nice.
Yeah, here it is here, boys. That was a piss
Oh,
back
wow.
in the day. We used to play Snakes too. I remember when Snakes
Throw it
2
really
came
hard
out, I was
against the
like,
wall,
oh, that's
dude,
the
and
new
nothing will
shit.
happen.
Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah, that's right. The 3G towers went out.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
no,
So-
2G wasn't it? Or was
2G,
it
and I
3G?
think they're talking of shutting down 3G.
Okay, because now the 4G. Is the 4G the one that the conspiracy theorists think
No,
started
5G.
coronavirus? Or is that's 5? Yeah, okay, I thought so. Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay.
Mm.
There you go. Okay, well, in that case, then, Well, let's see. Well, can I? So the rest of my life now, or the rest of my life when it worked? Because it's just So it's basically saying have a phone that doesn't work or lose
or use a
year
phone
of
that
your life.
you basically die.
Well, look, I just wouldn't use a phone. I'd go the Nokia. If it doesn't work, doesn't work. Oh well,
Yeah.
I can play a shitty game on it to pass the time.
Yeah.
I mean, the way the lifestyles
But-
are
but-
now, I can probably just contact everyone through Zoom, maybe.
But the trick is here, it's or you use an iPhone where you lose 1 year of your life. So if you pick the Nokia choice, if you use an iPhone eventually in the future because the Nokia doesn't work, but like borrowing that phone, it won't take a year off your life.
That's true. So I'll just borrow.
So you can borrow
a
people's
mate's.
phones.
That's a good point.
It didn't say you can't borrow people's phones. You can have that Nokia, but you can just borrow
Holy
another
shit.
phone or borrow
Sorry,
something.
dude. That fucking dry ice thing looks like some Swiss cheese, man.
else. I was
Dude, that's
thinking
Swiss
something
cheese,
else. Yeah,
dude.
true. Oh, it does
What are you
actually.
thinking? Semen.
Nothing. Yeah, semen.
Okay, ready for the next one?
All right.
Yep.
Yep. Onward.
Be born without the internet or without entertainment. So, for reference, entertainment is like movies, music,
Internet.
mainstream stuff.
I'd go internet. Imagine how cool it would be, like in the 70s and 80s and
I would,
90s and stuff, when
back when
music was a
cinema
massive
fucking
thing
good.
in cinema.
Yeah, like that was the thing. That was what was great.
Going
yeah.
to diners, like Brandon and I going to the 50s diner all the time, and what was it called?
Yeah,
Soda Rock.
Soda Rock. Yeah, that was sweet.
Oh,
yeah,
dude,
no,
I
I
missed
would
that
have
place.
loved
That was so
it
fun.
back in the day. Yeah, so yeah, no, fuck the internet, man. That's only been around 20 years for mainstream people. Oh, fuck that shit.
Dude,
Although
yeah,
it is handy,
so good.
I love it. But
Yeah.
look, you know,
Dude, yeah, it's beneficial, but it's got so many other problems with it
Yeah.
as well.
but that's the thing. But I usually use the internet to find out and search, you know, and find movies and music. So you know, if I didn't have the internet, okay, it'd be harder to find them, but I'd probably
But you'd
appreciate
have
them more,
Blockbuster.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we can still go to Blockbuster, man.
Okay. Would you rather drink an expired glass of chunky milk or eat a bowl of expired strawberries?
Oh, which one's more dangerous?
An expired glass of chunky milk. I think. Ooh, that's
Isn't the strawberries
think
more
the-
dangerous?
hard to tell. It feels like they'd both be. I think the strawberries might be worse because if they've expired. See, I'm just thinking if they're so badly expired, like, I don't know what would be better. Well, I guess the strawberries would probably just taste like. The strawberries just taste like nothing. They just taste
Probably. It's
like
crap.
like you're chewing. Yeah. Whereas the chunky milk, you'd feel like you were drinking shit and
But you
chewing.
also have the chunky bits going into your throat.
Yeah. I don't know.
You'd feel sick either way, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So what would you
Then again,
rather?
but it's a
Would you?
it's a bow? No, it's a bowl of expired strawberries.
Or hang on, or is it a bow? Like a bow on a boat, like the front of a boat. That's a lot
Oh
of
my
fucking
God,
strawberries.
That's a lot of strawberries. Well, that's a bowl. So
It's a bowl. It's meant to be bowl.
right.
Okay.
Maybe I'll go with the milk.
But it
because
isn't,
The glass
so I'll
could
go
be
milk.
a bit short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that, Joel? The glass could be.
The glass could be smaller than a bowl.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, and you can just
'Cause you
snack
can
it.
fit a
With
lot
the
of strawberries into a
you
bowl.
gotta. Yeah, and with the strawberries, you have to stuff them in your mouth and chew them. If it's milky, you just like and just choke on the chunky bits. Yeah.
Yeah, and then spew and yeah.
All right, let's have some fucked up milk.
So would you rather constantly lose a limb once a year? So you lose one limb a day once a year, or
Right.
be in excruciating pain for a whole day once a year?
I'm pretty sure at least once a year I've been in excruciating pain for a day,
Yeah,
so
we'll do
I'm
the
fine.
pain.
I'm fine with living that way. Hang on, but a day. So constantly lose a limb once. Constantly lose a limb a day once a year. So for. Hang on. Wait. So. Okay. All right.
Would you
Let's not
rather
look
drink
into
a
it.
pint? a pint of your enemy's pee while they look you in the eye, or eat poop while your family watches you?
Well, the first one feels somewhat kind of like a James Bond type thing, you know? It's like, I've captured you, now you're going to drink my piss. And he drinks piss and he goes, you fucking cunt, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to fucking... And then he does.
And he drinks,
Whereas if
and
you
he
eat
stares
poop
him
in
the
front
eye.
of your family... Yeah, but then I think eating shit in front of your family...
No,
know,
it's
that's
chocolate.
just-
It's chocolate. It's cooking the whole time.
Yeah,
No, it could be
I drink
badass
my
drinking the enemy's
piss.
pee.
Yeah,
He
you'd be look
could
at
be-
me.
he could
I'm
be
such
down
a,
and he'd just be
I'm
like-
such a badass. I drink your own piss, man. Yeah.
What? You know, kind of thing. Yeah, I'll drink your piss.
So we'll go on piss.
Yeah.
Yep.
Would you rather eat someone's ass after diarrhea or a used tampon?
See, the used tampon bit... Hey, now, Joel, this is better than the one Zane... So this was originally what it was, and then Zane had an idea for what it could be.
Okay.
I'm going to let you
but
guess
then-
what that could have been, but then, no.
No thanks. Okay.
The
What do you
used
think's better,
tampon bit, that
Brandon?
reminds me of that Frenchie skit that made him lose his teaching license, that a used tampon would taste like if you were to suck on coins. Like that.
Yeah.
That was how he explained the
I'd go with
equivalence.
the second option, yeah. Tampon.
Yeah.
You're
I
gonna
don't think
eat
I'd
a
like-
used tampon.
Yeah.
Well, eating someone's ass, you're not literally eating their butthole. You're just, you're doing it, sensually. I don't think with a
Yeah,
tampon,
but
I
it's
could just
after
swallow
a
it.
nice, big, juicy diarrhea.
Yeah,
So
but that's
it's mud
no, but
city.
but that's the point I'm making. You wouldn't,
Yeah.
is eating it different. You're sucking it and stuff. But that tampon,
Yeah.
I could just easily swallow it. I could just pop it, just pop it. So yeah, I'll go the second option.
Look how Zane's cringing when he's the one that made it.
Oh, hey, do you want to tell him what it was originally?
The original one, would you rather eat someone's after diarrhea or your mum's used tampon?
Okay, so let's move to the next one.
Would you rather slice your eye with a razor blade or swallow 10 needles?
Slice my eye with a razor blade. I'll go with the razor blade.
Well, I've seen.
I'd rather go
seen
blind
magicians-
than have a bunch of eternal problems.
Yeah. Yeah, but either way, so you'd be blind in one eye, or you've got needles. Well, they'd have to be stuck in your throat. I can't imagine a needle getting very far, so you'd probably
Yeah.
asphyxiate.
And if it does, it'll rip up your intestines
Yeah, it's true.
and everything along the way.
Yeah, I'll go the razor blade. Oh, that just makes me think of that film, that short film, where it's like the juxtaposition of a cloud that looks like a blade going through the moon, juxtaposed with a guy with a barber, and he's got a knife, and then he slits the woman's eye open.
It reminds me
just
of
some
that
food for
scene
thought.
from I think it's the first Terminator film where he cuts his eye out or something like that.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
When he's repairing himself. Yeah. All right. Own word.
Would you rather spew vomit on your crush for 3 months or be sprayed by human poop every night for a week?
Every day for 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
You
go
get
with
it.
option
I don't know.
1.
Be sprayed by human poop every night for a week. That's for 1 week, though, right?
Yep, just 1 week and then it's done and over with.
Like, hang on. The way I read that as sprayed, I'm imagining like they've got like feces in liquid form, like a little spray bottle, and like spray. Yeah.
No,
I was
so they've
picturing
got,
it like a
explosive
hose.
diarrhea and it's just like
Okay.
well,
God.
Well, I don't think I'd like to be vomiting that much. I think I'd probably die. But if I think getting human poop sprayed on me every night for a week, that might be a fun challenge. Sounds like a Fear Factor with Joe Rogan right here. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll get.
Yeah. Well, since this is
Not
hypothetical,
actually,
I'm
but,
going with the spew one.
No.
Because hypothetically, in this situation, I have to do it for 3 months, and I'm assuming I wouldn't be hurt by medically. by spewing every single day. So this is hypothetical. That's what I'm going with. So, yeah.
Would you rather cut your eyes out with a knife covered in bleach or pour acid
Jesus.
on your teeth every night for the rest of your life?
What the... You won't have any teeth after that.
Yeah, you put acid on your teeth and you'd probably fucking die straight away. Doing that for the rest of your life. That one day it's going to go down your throat. Pour acid on your teeth
blind.
every night for the rest of your life.
I'm going
Yeah,
blind.
I'd go blind. Cut
we
your
gotta
eyes
start
out with a
speed.
knife covered in bleach.
We've got to start like
Oh, yeah,
speed
we got-
rounding these.
5 minutes.
This is the last
Alright.
one. So every
Oh,
night
okay.
you go to sleep, you see your parents doing the deed to make you, or you have to do the deed with your grandparents once to stop it.
Oh.
So a 3-way with the grandparents?
Yep.
So every night you go to sleep, you see your parents doing it. Is that you're seeing it in your head? Like you can't get it out, you can't get...
No, you're seeing it physically.
Like physically seeing
actually
it
see
as
it.
you're sleeping.
Okay.
But it's like the night you're conceived is what you're seeing every single time you go to sleep.
Yeah. Otherwise, you just fuck the grannies once.
Yep, and it's done and dusted.
Jesus.
Never have to do it again.
And then they make
Gangbang at
another
the
kid.
Old folks' home.
And then, hang on, and then they have a kid, and then that kid every night they go to sleep, they see their father doing it with the grandparents.
don't.
That
Don't
made
go
him.
that far. No, stop. Oh, don't go that far. Oh, this is gross
Yeah,
either way.
I'd do the D with the grandparents just to
Granny,
fuck with
yeah.
the kid that I made.
Joel, what would you go with?
I'm going with what Brandon said.
Really?
Yeah.
See, this
Why?
is
You
my
would
thought
rather
process.
see the same thing every single night?
Yes, because eventually you're gonna be like, yeah, whatever. It'll
No, but
start you
then-
for a
Yeah,
bit,
I guess you-
and then you'll be like, yeah, whatever. What the fuck? Who cares?
You
I
become
don't think you would
accustomed to
ever. I don't
sex.
think you would ever be whatever. I think you'd probably be
Imagine-
scarred every
hang
single
on.
time you see it.
Yeah, just imagine explaining that to a therapist. Like, I can't help it. It's every single night it happens. I'm
It's
sure
like that
that's been- I'm sure
Spider-Man
that's been
thing.
the case.
Everywhere I go, I see their face. Every time I close my eyes, I see them. I see how I was made. Fuck. Fuck.
Jesus.
Well, that does
Yeah.
it for the Would You Rather segment.
Thanks for that, Zane.
Nice.
I wonder what that would have been
Wish-
like with our guest. But I guess
Yeah.
we'll never know.
That would have been
But yeah.
interesting.
No, we're at 55 minutes. All right, I reckon we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Sorry we couldn't get our guest on today like we promised in the previous episode, but hey, shit happens.
I didn't promise that.
Well, I did. I
Yeah.
did, because that
I
was the
said to
mistake.
you, I said to you, maybe we shouldn't promise it just in case something
Yeah.
bad happens. And then
Yeah, but it's
something
more fun
bad
that way,
happened
because
and
then
we
we can,
promised it.
and we've disappointed the fans. Oh, well.
We've disappointed the fans.
All right, guys, we'll see you next Tuesday. Hopefully we can have a guest on next week, or if we can postpone and have this guy on another time. But
Yeah.
until then, see you later, guys.
Hello, viewers of the Skeptic and the Dude podcast. I am here to let you know that if you don't subscribe/follow, you ain't getting to heaven. Peace out.